Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and the message, it reads like this. Hello my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? My story, my brother, it goes on like this. I want to tell you a story that has happened between me and my neighbors, and this story, it is still an ongoing story. Sometimes people then can blame you, like if you are a ritualist, but we are put in very difficult circumstances so that we end up visiting these people that can turn you and you can become a ritualist, like what happened in my case. My story started when my husband was still staying with his parents at the same house that me and him and our kids we are currently occupying. What happened is that they had their own neighbors, so their neighbor and my husband's parents, they were really good friends, and they had their daughter. Me and their daughter, we are almost the same age. I am a little bit older than her, only by 2 years, but when you look at us, we are like the same age. So when my husband started dating him, this was quite a painful decision that he had taken, because his parents, they wanted him to get married to their neighbor's daughter, as well as their neighbor's parents. They wanted my husband to get married to their child. But when I met my husband, he told me about this story. He said that indeed he had tried to date his neighbor's daughter, and when they started dating, that was when he saw that the neighbor's daughter, she was quite a loose woman, and for a matter of fact, she had been dating a lot of men, and she had even lied to him that she was still a virgin. And by the time that he found out that she was not a virgin, that was when she started crying, and she pretended as if there was an evil spirit that had came and slept with her. For a moment, my husband said that he believed the story, like the story that she had told him, like there was a tokoloshi that had came and slept with her. But with time, that was when he started realizing that she was nothing but a liar. In fact, she had been dating a lot of guys. She didn't even choose if the guys that she was dating were married men. Even in that same street, there were some men that she was sleeping around with. So when he found out that she was the cheating type, that was when he decided that it was far much better to break up with her. And at that same time, that was when he met me one day in town, and we exchanged numbers, and I didn't even know that there was this scandal that was happening between him and his girlfriend. So I immediately fell in love with him. It was like love at first sight, and we started dating. And for a very long time, he then decided to hide this secret from me. It was only after I had started coming to his place, that was when I found out that he had been dating the girl next door. And when I found out, I wanted to break up with him, but it was his mother who kept on insisting and said that I was a good woman and I was going to be a good wife to her son. So I ended up continuing dating his son. Even deep down, I saw that this thing that was happening, it was causing a lot of tension. Whenever I would visit my boyfriend, I would see that the same girl that he used to date, she would be standing outside. Sometimes they would insult me, and they would say that only a prostitute can have the nerves to come and visit a man at his parents' house. It was a very painful thing. But my boyfriend said that simply because he said that you are a prostitute, I want to get married to you so that I can show her that you are not a prostitute. That was when we got married. From there on, after my husband's parents had gifted us with that house, we then started living next door with those people that didn't want me to get married to my husband, because they wanted my husband to get married to their daughter. Even though their daughter was quite a loose woman, they kept on blaming me, and they said that I was the one who had caused the division that had happened between their loose daughter and my husband. They said that if it was not for me, she wanted to change, because she knew that this was the man that she was going to get married to. But I came and I stole her men from her. So for many years. I can say that now it has been almost 17 years. We do not even speak to each other. Even if, like, when you are going out with your car and when they are going out with their car, no one speaks to each other. If anything happens, like in the neighborhood, we do not even communicate with each other, because that is how much we hate each other. It happened that one of my auntie, she then came to the city. She just wanted to visit me. This was after I had given birth to my second child. So when I gave birth to my second child, they said that his score was really low. And then my auntie came because she was someone who had her ancestors upon her head. So she just wanted to check up on my child if everything was okay. When she came, that was when she said that she had seen in the spirit that there was something that our neighbors had done to my child, because they wanted my child to die. So she said that unfortunately she had not brought all of her healing charms. So we then gave her money and she traveled back to the village. On that same night, when she traveled back to the village, my brother, she later called us and she told us that we had to take a wooden cooking stick and we had to place it by the door of our bedroom. And she said that if you are not afraid, I want you to take this plastic dish that we used to use when we will be washing our hands before we start eating. She said that we were supposed to fill it up with water and we had to take a broom, those African brooms that we use when we are sweeping. We had to dip that broom into the water and we had to place that broom next to the wooden cooking stick. This was supposed to be done after we had eaten, and we were not supposed to wash that wooden stick. It was supposed to be like that, like when you have finished preparing soft porridge, the wooden stick will be full of that soft porridge. She said that I do not want you to remove it from the wooden stick. So we just laid out everything like she had instructed us to do. When we woke up, my husband, he started screaming. This was like somewhere around 3 a.m. when he started screaming. He said that he had seen a cat in the house. I then started looking around and I thought that maybe he was seeing things that were not there. But when we went again to bed, that was when we heard that there was something that was moving underneath the bed. My brother, there was a cat in the house. All the windows were closed and there is a ceiling, and in our bedroom the ceiling does not even have a crack or anything. The door, it was locked. So how did this cat manage to enter into our bedroom? We called our auntie and she told us that the cat that we were looking at, it was not a cat, but it was our neighbor. All that we had to do, we had to take some millimil and we had to pour that millimil on that cat. That was when my husband rushed into the kitchen. I was really scared even to get out of bed. He came back and he said that there was no millimil in the house. Like we used to keep something like a bucket full of millimil, those 20-liter buckets. So we used to put the millimil in there, but mysteriously in one night all of that millimil, it just vanished. Then when he returned, when we tried to search for that cat because it had gone underneath the wardrobe, then there was nothing. When the next morning came, my brother, when we went into the kitchen, we saw that it seemed as if there was a person who came into our kitchen whilst we was fast asleep. Then he took that 20-liter bucket that we used to store the millimil and he started pouring the millimil all over the floor. That is what we found, my brother. Then when we told our auntie, she said that she was going to come and sort out everything. When she came, that was when she said that she wanted to make some markings on my body. So I let her to make some markings on my body. All over my back, there are a lot of markings that were made by my auntie using a razor blade. And after that, she then rubbed some medicine into those markings. So after she had returned back into the village, that was when one night I woke up, and when I woke up, I saw that I was standing in my yard and I was naked and I was holding a winnowing basket on top of my head. And the woman next door, that one that I used to fight with, she was also sitting on top of her jurawo, and right next to her there was that same cat that we had seen in our bedroom. She was just looking at me. She did not not move. She did not do anything. That was when I knew that the thing that my auntie had done to me is that she had made me to become a witch. I later confronted her and I asked her why she had done this, and she said that this was the only way I could have protected you. If I had not done this, then she was going to eat you, and they were getting ready to eat your husband first, and after that they wanted you to suffer so much, and they wanted to eat all of your children, and after that then they were going to finish you after they had seen that you had suffered so much. That is how I entered into the world of witchcraft. So next time when you hear someone say that they are a witch, before you rush to judge, you need to know the background, like what happened to them. Like in my own case, my life was really perfect. I didn't even believe that witchcraft is real. But after I was put into this situation by God, I had no choice, because sometimes prayer does not work. Sometimes you need some extra forces so that you can win your battles.